Hey guys, so last night I went and saw a pre-screening of the new horror flick that's been getting rave reviews all across the board, Hereditary. Um, this movie, I don't know how many people know about the hype this movie's been getting, but the hype has been ridiculous for this thing. For like ever since this movie premiered at Sundance, I believe it premiered at Sundance. Um, Probably shortly right after it premiered at Sundance, I started getting trailers for this thing, and it was a trailer that I remember reviewing and saying, "Well, that looks fucking creepy," but also saying also at the same time that it fell under like a horror trailer cliche that I can't stand, where you get a horror movie that's getting like really good reviews, and they decide to just put pretty much mostly all these great rave reviews from critics about this movie and nothing else really, a bunch of creepy images that go along with the reviews and shit like that. It's always like, okay, it falls. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this movie had like such reviews that you see all the damn time with movies like this, like they're getting well received, like it's the scariest film since The Exorcist. It's a movie that'll mess you up for life. You've been warned. And I'm like, okay, calm the fucking hype train down, people. Because every time this happens, it gets really, it gets blown out of proportion, and then people are disappointed. But while I say that, I was even going into this movie for the last couple weeks, I'd actually had people that are internet critics and stuff like that are pretty unbiased, have unbiased opinions about movies in general. Were telling me that this was a really crazy fucking movie. I was being told by like numerous people, like, you gotta see this shit. It's insane. Like, they're like, this is really messed up film. I'm like, okay, I like the hype. Even I found myself getting hyped up after hearing a lot more praise coming from like different critics here and there, and I'm like, okay. And like, I literally posted on Facebook right before I went and saw this movie that I was gonna go see it, and I had so many people like really wanting to know what the hell I thought about this fucking thing. Like, they were all just like clamoring to know what the hell I had to say about this thing. There was a lot of people. I didn't expect a lot of people to really be really interested in this movie, but there are a lot of people. It wasn't that big of a crowd, but it was also like the smallest theater. But like I said, this movie's been getting a shitload of hype. And so, what is my verdict on it? Now that I've seen it, this is a movie. I'm not kidding. I had to sleep on it, because it was a lot to fucking process, and I recommend this movie. I highly do. There's a lot of things I really fucking loved about this movie. It's creepy as shit. It is. It is disturbing. Is it the scariest movie I've ever seen? No. Stop that bullshit, critics, because it's not. Is it one of the best horror movies I've seen in a while? Yes, it is. There's no fucking doubt. But while I do say that, and I said this to a couple friends on Facebook already, while I do say that, I'm just gonna this is gonna be the weirdest recommendation I've given to a movie ever. I'm just giving a word of caution. This is a movie that is gonna probably not be for everybody. It's I can easily see people hating this movie, and I can somewhat understand why. But like I said, I enjoyed this movie. This is a movie that it's a thinking man's horror movie, really. It's not very, it's not very cut and dry. It's a movie that I feel like by the end of it, it's open for interpretation. It's hard to talk about without getting into reviews or without getting the spoilers, and I really don't. But this movie was okay. I'll get into some of the positives, like because I'm being very vague. Toni Collette, who plays the mom in this movie, was easily the best fucking part of this movie. She carried this goddamn thing. She was outstanding. Like, this is a woman who is having a fucking clear, horrible mental breakdown, psychotic breakdown that is terrifying to watch. It's like, goddamn, like, the stuff that this woman is going through in this film is just, like, this is like, honestly, I'm not joking. I'm not putting hyperbole on this. If she got an Oscar nomination for this, I would not object one fucking bit. Because this movie's getting as well received as it is, I would fucking be shocked if that happened. Because this is a really good performance. Like, she is fantastic in this thing. Like, her performance, like, as far as the performance goes, carries this fucking thing. You do got the creepy girl. I remember everybody kind of, like, going on about this creepy girl, like, earlier, like, when it came to, like, the trailers of the film, and showing this little girl being really creepy and doing that weird clicking noise with her mouth. She is really creepy. She is creepy. And what she is in this movie, when she is in this movie, she's very fucking creepy. Doesn't have as prominent a role as you would think. I'm just gonna say that. Alright? It's not really a movie about her. The trailers made it seem like it was more about her than anybody else in the family. It's really more about the son. The story about the son, who is the kid that played the dorky kid in Jumanji. And he was good. He was very good. But it's one thing that was really weird about him, I noticed, was that, like, he has a weird cry. I don't know if I'm the only one who knows that, but, like, when he cries, it's the weirdest, ugliest cry I've ever seen in my entire life. If that's only one complaint I can fucking think of, that was kind of weird. This movie is not fucking predictable one fucking bit. Like, this movie threw me for a loop for numerous times, especially in the first half hour. A half hour into this movie, something fucking happens. I'm not even gonna spoil, but it was so goddamn jarring and jolting that I went, holy shit! And like the guy next to me was like cracking the fuck up. I'm like, I was like just like flabbergasted that happened. I won't spoil it, because the less you know, the more. And this is one of those movies, even if I fucking tried to explain this movie, it's very fucking hard. Like, I was trying to explain this to my mom after I saw it. It's very hard to do. After you see this movie, try to explain it to someone who hasn't seen it. And try to explain what happens. It's very hard. It is very hard. I've been even asked by people today, well, like, what is this movie about? I said, I can't even fucking describe it. It's like, you have to see the shit for yourself to believe it. It's an experience. It is definitely one of those movies. It's an experience. It's up there with, like, last year of Mother, where I did like this better than Mother. Mother was just like that movie had me till like the last half, where it just like was like, what the fuck is going on? Although there was a lot of moments in this movie where I was like, what is going on? Like towards the end, I just sat there flabbergasted, like my mouth agape, like, what the shit is this? Like, because it's a movie this movie can be interpreted in two ways. It's either all psychological or all supernatural. I kind of lean towards, even though it's, by the end of it, it's pretty much seems that it's supernatural, all this shit that's going on. Part of me is like also thinking, maybe you can make an argument towards psychological, because Tony Collette and her, like, kind of not getting the spoilers, but am and kind of isn't at the same time. Like, they explain throughout the whole movie that her family had a history of, like, mental issues. Like, her mom had dissociative identity disorder, and her brother, or her dad, starved himself to death because of depression, and her brother was schizophrenic and hung himself. Yeah, this is fucking crazy. And then she had a tendency years ago to sleepwalk and tried to fucking poured paint thinner on her kids and tried to set them aflame. And some crazy shit that goes on. Like a lot of the fucking shit that these characters explain that they did in their past is fucking crazy. Jesus Christ. This movie, it's a movie that has a great atmosphere. It's got, like I said, there's just so many. It's really hard to describe this fucking movie. It's a movie that like I'm saying, it's great. I love it. Like, this is like one of the things I will give praise towards this movie is that it is original. It feels like an original horror film that I haven't seen done before. And I'll give props to it for that, man. Like, that is like rare nowadays, and so the fact that they did like a horror movie that's just so out there that you're like, that was different. Like I said, I gotta give this movie fucking praise on that end. Man, like I said, it's like I don't want to get into too much detail because even like I said, even then trying to explain some of the shit that happens in this movie, you go, huh? Yeah, like I said, it's a movie that, it'll stick with you after you watch it because I'm still thinking about it. Like, there's it's a movie that there's like minor details that happen in this movie or that are said in this movie that, like, now that you've seen the movie, you start thinking back on them and you start thinking, well, is this what they meant by this or that? Like, it's one of those movies you don't think about it long after you fucking see it. Trust me, it will. I recommend it. Is it? Oh, by the way, is it the most disturbing movie I've ever seen? No. Fucking watch Cannibal Holocaust and then tell me that this is the most disturbing movie you've ever seen, or fucking a Serbian film. Don't tell me that this is like a movie that will fuck you up for life. No. Just no. Fuck you. Like I said, okay, take away all that hype that it's like the scariest movie ever, like, as scary as The Exorcist, and just go in, like, enjoy getting ready and be ready for like a crazy fucking ride, and you should have a blast. Don't listen to all the goddamn, like, critics or hyperbole are fucking ridiculous. Like I said, I still recommend this movie a hell of a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if this makes my top 10 list at the end of the year, because this is, like I said, for creativity and originality and like everything else, this is like definitely one of the top films of the year so far. But yeah, I highly recommend it. Trailers. Oh, what the hell did I get? Serenity. This one actually looked pretty good. It's Matt McConaughey on a boat. He's a fisherman or something like that. His ex-wife comes to him wanting him to kill her current husband or something like that. And it's like, what the hell? Like, the trailer looked really good. It looked like Matt McConaughey, like, giving another great performance, like I said, he's been doing over the last, couple of years. Like, man, oh man, like, this looks like he's trying to get another Oscar, or fucking like at least another nomination. It looks really good. Like, Anne Hathaway is his ex-wife. I forget who else is in it, but it looks really good. And then The Little Stranger. It's a British haunted house movie. That's all I got out of it. And it stars Domhnall Gleeson, who's one of my, like, again, I've said after Peter Rabbit, like, one of my favorite actors. And Will Poulter. It's like, it looked like your very generic, It is like you wouldn't even really tell it's like a fucking. I don't know if it's supposed to be a horror movie, but it is about a haunted house. It doesn't seem really scary at all. But it takes place in a haunted house. I don't know what kind of tone it was supposed to be because that trailer was not scary whatsoever. But yeah, that's as far as trailers go. Like I said, go see Hereditary. I will be seeing Hotel Artemis and Ocean's 8. Oh, damn. Later this week. And until then, I'll talk to you guys later.